Hey, everybody, this is Analytical Fanboys, a monthly media cast where we pick a piece of media and then we watch it and talk about it. This month, we are talking. Actually, no, wait, we need to introduce ourselves. I'm not used to doing this if you can't tell. Hi, I'm Boingo. Busto, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, Buster Corp. I am technically not a boy, but I am a man. Analytical fan man.
And Snowy?
An analytical fan. Damn.
Oh, damn. But yeah, no, we're talking about the cult classic Disney XD cartoon Motorcity as picked by our one and only Snowcone83. Hey, buddy, why'd you pick this?
I picked this because I've always loved so much about this series, so much about the design choices and stories they tell and characters they have in them. And it also reminds me of a really nice time. I really enjoyed the Disney XD days and the days of the hub and stuff like that as well. So nice little step back, if you will.
Yeah.
You wanna tell the people what Motor City is about?
Motor City is a cartoon that has cars in it. Not to be confused with Disney Pixar cars.
Or freaking Hot Wheels Battle Force 5.
Yeah, it definitely has some Hot Wheels Battle Force vibes. But no, it's a show set in Michigan. I don't think they really
Detroit.
cover the complete lore. Yeah, like Detroit, Michigan, the state of Michigan. But there's essentially a city over a city, and it's a serfdom almost situation. There's the shiny upper class and the grimy bad people who refuse future and dictatorship style. I don't know. I'm bad at explaining the entire.
Yeah, no, but you're getting the gist. It's
Yeah.
it's cyberpunk by way of internal combustion engines.
Yeah, a little bit of like Mad Max meets Cyberpunk meets Borderlands.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
I mean, with the way a lot of the action is done for the chase scenes, it is very Hot Wheels inspired.
Yeah. And I guess we could talk about the creator's other works, because that kind of ties into Motor City. Because this guy also helped create Megas XLR.
He didn't help create it; he created it.
Yeah. Well, there's of course other people on the crew who
Yeah, but it was his initial concept.
Yeah. I just didn't want to make sure. I didn't know if it was a co-creator situation. So yeah, and I guess we could delve into our just initial thoughts. I think this is one of the quintessential Disney XD. This feels very 2010s Disney XD in the best ways possible, and the animation still holds up super well despite it being a blend of Flash animation and good 3D animation. Because that stuff has very that could age poorly, but no, this show still looks stunning to this day. And it kind of reminded me of this is kind of like what the HD 2D hybrid films of not HD 2D, 3D 2D hybrid films of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem and Spider-Verse and the mode they are doing now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely that similar vibe, but a lot more old garage Rat Fink style stuff.
Yeah, Dudes Rock.
There are several Rat Fink homages in the show.
Yeah, and the voice actors too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, kind of a lot. Also, something I found out since we're talking about the creator and just the behind the scenes stuff. The creator of Megas XLR and the show founded Titmouse.
Oh, that makes too much sense because Titmouse is kind of they are known for this kind of style in their animation production. Let me just make sure what Titmouse has done so I can make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. So they've
done a lot of things, especially with Adult Swim.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what exactly they've done. He opened his own studio, Titmouse, probably because he got screwed by all three major networks.
No, here's the thing. He made Titmouse right after Megas XLR, I think.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Disney XD marks because he also made a show for Viacom that got screwed over. Yeah, they did The Legend of Vox Machina, which is a really well-animated D&D show. That's they're apparently working on the Among Us show that the Infinity Trader creator is help making.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've had their hands in a lot of modern animation production. So good for Titmouse. Yeah, it's like what else? Yeah, I think we can move into like some character stuff, or like deeper characters.
Well, I mean, ultimately, Buster. Here's the thing: me and Cody are car guys.
Oh, you can talk about the cars.
We immediately can connect to the car stuff. How did you feel about all the car stuff?
It was kind of like more theming, background theming to me. It was more of this is the things they are into, and that kind of informed the plot. Well, I was more invested in like the more developmental stuff of the characters, where it's like, oh yeah, they got their big archetypicalities. Like what I like about Motorcity is while the personalities of these characters are very archetypical, they're just laid to these like delightful extremes. And it's like I love that kind of stuff where it's like you take an archetype and you go nutty with it, you know?
Yeah. I mean that's very like Megas XLR. It's like the three main characters in that show were just very archetype, and it's just like, all right, let's crank it to 11.
Yeah, but I think like this one's a bit more compassionate than Megas XLR. Correct me if I'm wrong.
For sure. Megas XLR is kind of like the remnant of like slacker films, where it's like very cynical, like Clerks.
Yeah, I didn't want to say cynical, but that describes it well. Like
they win in the end. They save the day all the time, but it's very kind of they save the day because Coop is an idiot. Haha.
Yeah. They didn't save the day because they had a motivation.
Well, in Motorcity, they save the day because they grow as a character, they become more fully realized, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Yeah. To fight capitalism.
Yeah, because like this, it was kind of surprising, like knowing like Disney is like very capitalistic right now. I mean, they've always kind of been, but like right now in 2023, 2024, when you're listening to this, they're like the poster boy for capitalistic corporations. So it's kind of funny to see this project greenlit from Nintendo that's just frick capitalism, free rights. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. But like, I just found that little. That's not really like effective of the show. It's just more of, look at that. That's interesting.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Fundamentally, whenever you're telling a story of rebellion like that, if you're a major corporation doing it, you get to structure what the form of rebellion is instead of actually acknowledging what problems are. They're like, yeah, it's fighting robots,
Yeah. So
instead of going like it's income inequality kind of vibes.
Yeah, it's more of just like violence, but like it's still like a fun show. Like this isn't the show you go for the deepest social economical critique. This is the show you go to see Chuck do a silly thing and see Mike do a badass thing.
So first things first. Yeah.
No, and I mean, the comment about the car guy thing, like, yeah, I definitely get down with it. There's nothing really like they don't talk about real car stuff, but they also just
futuristic anyway.
Yeah, I love everything they do with it though. I mean, there's still plenty of like real car lore baked in, just with some of the styles of vehicle that they pop out and use. I might be incorrect about that. They might have used actual brand names.
No, I'm looking on the Wikipedia page, and no, it's made up cars, but they're based off of like archetypes. Like Mud is a muscle car, and it's very obviously influenced by like the Daytona.
Yeah, like the Superbird and the I'd say like a Charger maybe. But yeah, I think it's more Hot Wheels inspired than anything. It kind of feels like a strong evolution of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chris or Boingo, if you're familiar with Battle Force 5 or Highway 55 or any of the.
I remember some bits of it, but it's been so long since I've seen any of it.
I only remember the opening because it gets posted around Twitter being like, remember this occasionally? Yeah, I do want to rewatch Battle Force 5 eventually, just for shits and giggles. But yeah, back to Motorcity. Who's one of the biggest standout characters, oddly enough, and they probably wanted this character to stand out given who voices him? The villain, Kane. I don't know why. Like, he's a very archetypical. I am the CEO. I am big buff man. I am going to destroy you, like a kingpin kind of guy. But he just
Yeah.
kind of stood out to me, and I don't really know why. Maybe it's the relationships they give him with like the other characters.
Mhm.
Like, because Mike, the main character, used to work for Kane until he's like, nah, I'm out, and then he forms the Burner Rebellion. Like, he joins the Burner Rebellion. And then, like, the main female character, voiced by
Kate Mucci.
Kate Mucci, like, Julie, so, like, she's, like, the daughter of Kane, and they kind of, like, keep that a secret from the Burners, but, like, she still uses it to, like, her advantage, and, like, that was one of my favorite episodes of the show. Just really interesting stuff. They kind of like it's like very archetypical, but still very fun villain. But they just add these little layers to just be like, yeah. No, I can see why you brought in a big name for that.
And you mentioned the voice actor. It's Mark Hamill
Yeah,
doing one of his best villain roles.
yeah. I'm kind of I've grown a bit sour on Mark Hamill villain roles, mainly because I think Ozai is just, he could have done a bit more of that role. Like, not even just the writing, just the performance. And I'm just sick of seeing the Joker everywhere. But this really restored my faith in Mark Hamill voice acting roles.
Heck yeah. Restored your faith millions of years ago.
Millions of years.
Okay. Hey, Cody, you're much more knowledgeable about card history and everything. Kane
Okay.
feels like he's based on someone. Is he? Was there
I don't know that he'd be based on anybody that I could think of from like car lore or like racer lore.
Our lore.
No, he doesn't look like any like race car driver that I could think of right from the top of my head.
Yeah. But it's just like the way he dresses feels so distinct. Like that was based off of a real dude.
Well, I
Yeah.
think a lot of the outfits are like 1970s aesthetic.
Yeah. 70s like racing garage.
Yeah. It's like the cleaner style of racing for that time with like driving gloves and like golf pants and stuff is his MO, it seems. I don't know. I get like Scotsman vibes from him a lot.
Yeah. Like specifically from Samurai Jack. Like he looks like that character from Samurai Jack.
I mean, just the character designs in this have that very American angular style that was very prominent in the 2000s. Like that was in Samurai Jack and it was in several other cartoons.
Yeah. Honestly, like whenever I think of Motor City, I always have to also think of Tron Uprising because those two shows are like connected together in my brain. Where it's like, yeah, like these are like companion shows because they were airing around the same time. They both have very similar focus on action. They were both on Disney XD. They both only had one season and never got a second one. Although this show ends. Out of all the season like twos that never happened, I don't think we need this one. This one ends pretty like kind of dry. They beat it and they have a final drive off to the sunset. Like compared to other cliffhangers and cartoons, this is pretty decently like conclusive.
Yeah. Maybe they just knew what was or wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. Or they were just more like they were more careful than like other because I feel like not to dislike any of the creators, but I feel like some creators get a bit ahead of themselves and then they're I guess I never got that season pickup anyway.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of the cartoon corps nowadays, that sounds awful. Cartoon studios nowadays, they'll sometimes cancel things midway through production while they're working on it. It happened with Infinity Train, so who knows? But that's whole other thing. Motor City, it's a fun show.
I just think it's a lot of like not studios, like the people who are buying these cartoons, Netflix, Disney, all those kind of things, hiring the studios to make them. Are like they are overestimating how much it will do and underestimating how much work they need to do in order to secure that, you know?
Yeah, because this show did like its air slots were terrible from what I heard. Like it really's only gained a cult following through like stuff like just people sharing around the episodes. Because you could not legally stream the show on Disney Plus. You can stream Tron Uprising, but you can't find Motor City on Disney Plus.
But it is on the Internet Archive.
Yeah, and like I know we should be coy about saying it, but like frick, it's there. Just Google Motor City full episodes on Google. You'll find it.
It's on Internet Archive. You can just download it right there.
Yeah, just download it, keep it for yourself. If they're not gonna like frickin', you have to sometimes you gotta take action. You, the viewer, gotta take action and frickin' preserve and watch cool shows that they don't want you watching for dumb reasons. Yeah.
Worth the risk.
It's worth the risk. It is worth the risk. It is a risk-worthy show.
Yeah, like, it's not the most groundbreaking thing when it comes to its story, but the animation alone is like, you gotta check this out.
It's something that feels like it's the complete package. Like, it feels like it didn't really get changed too much from dream to screen, you know?
Yeah, the concept, like, it feels very, this is the pure vision of the creator, of the creative staff who really wanted to, like, put this cool-ass show out there for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah. And I know I've mentioned this several times. It's very Redline.
Oh, yeah.
It's very...
No, you have not mentioned Redline all podcast.
No, I mean, like, I talk about Redline a lot because it's one of my favorite anime movies.
Yeah.
But it has that kind very distinct flow to the action, beautiful cars, just fun chase scenes.
It animates like the motion the same way. The cars jump around a lot the same, or very similarly like they do in Redline. It also gives me Brutal Legend vibes.
Brutal Legend? Yeah?
Oh, from the Jack Black Psychonauts game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Double Fine.
Double Fine. I'd say Psychonauts because I keep forgetting the name. Yeah, I actually have that on PS3. I just need to like boot up my PS3 and dust it off to play it.
I have it on Steam. But yeah, no. There's other... Okay, you know the other thing that it reminds me of? Jamie Hewlett.
Let me Google
He's the artist behind Gorillaz.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
I think Jimmy Hewlett worked on the show.
No way.
Wait, let me just check. Motorcity, Jimmy Hewlett, because I know the Motorcity creator. He went up to an artist and be like, "Hey, how do you spell Hewlett?"
I don't know, but I'm going to find it on the Wikipedia because it should have this information there.
Yeah, because I remember I was watching some videos and somebody said Jimmy Hewlett about Motorcity.
Jamie Hewlett is but like I said, he's the designer of the Gorillaz. But like all the characters have that very short torso, very long arm, and very long leg style. Yeah. Also, we never mentioned the creator of the show, Chris Pronsky.
Yeah. Oh, it was Robert Valley who like he's done animation work on Gorillaz, and like he also character designed Tron Uprising. My bad, but like yeah. It's Robert Valley who designed the characters, but he's worked on Gorillaz, so that's where I was thinking of.
That's very interesting that they're tied in that way as well.
Yeah,
it's like same character designers on. See, they just work together so well, and it just. I mean, I don't need a one.
Good 1-2 punch of like Disney going like, all right, let's really try and get into the young teen boy market with like action cartoons and everything, and it just didn't succeed for them because that was also the same time they're like, we got Naruto, baby.
Yeah, and even that Disney XD was a weird ass channel. Like they expected everything there to do well. Guys, nothing on Disney XD did well compared to Disney Channel. Just put it on the Disney Channel for God's sake.
Yeah, but they were trying to pink aisle, blue aisle their channels.
Yeah. And I think that hurt them and hurt that channel in the long run. But, that's a whole thing.
It also hurt other shows because, like, we could talk about how being on Disney XD hurt Milo Murphy's Law.
Yeah. I'm glad DuckTales jumped ship from Disney XD to Disney Channel because I think it did actually, so I could actually watch it, and it was really good. DuckTales, the 2017 cartoon. Beautiful show. Go watch it if you haven't already. There's a lot of good Disney shows from yeah. There's a lot of good Disney cartoons from the 2010s, like, that are really good. And this kind of, like, it didn't kickstart everything. I think everything started with Phineas and Ferb, but it was certainly part of that revolution, you know?
Yeah, I remember Disney cartoons before Phineas and Ferb, and it was basically the Disney sitcoms, but animated.
Yeah. Like, even the good ones, like Proud Family, are just the Disney sitcoms, but animated.
You know? And then you get these Motorcities, these Tron Uprisings, you get DuckTales, you get all these interesting things with interesting bits.
And now it's all gone. Actually, Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur is like the last show of that era left.
Yeah. Now they're just... Because I think it's just they were trying to pivot to Disney Plus. And
yeah, and it's like, we're not even seeing many like interesting shows like Amphibian or Owl House or Devil Dinosaur on Disney Plus right now. So it's just a bit concerning of like, is there actual going to be, the future of animation is just whole can of worms.
Sure.
This year, I will say, this year they are thinking about striking the Animation Guild. So if they do, please support them, viewers like you.
Yep. Also, 100% support any 3D animators going to the Animation Guild because that's why they started pivoting to 3D animation.
Yeah.
It wasn't because 2D became like super expensive or anything. It's because 3D people weren't unionized.
Yeah, and it was quote unquote easier to revise. Even though you probably should have a plan. Like sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and just do your plan, you know?
Yeah. We started talking about characters, but we didn't finish. Let's keep talking about some of the villains. We have the main henchman, Thule.
Thule's a funny guy. It's
Very
a funny
classic.
name.
How would you call that stereo? Simpleton, maybe? That seems
like,
rough. Maybe?
Henchman, yeah.
A dumb hench guy.
Yeah, has one of the funniest character designs in the show, I think.
He's just a thumb.
Yeah, just a thumb. It's really like, I love character designs that kind of like, they stand out, but they still fit the art style. And Thule is like perfect for that. Because he's just like a thumb, but he still fits in with the boys.
There's just a lot of fun elements with a lot of the character designs. They feel like car stuff, you know? Like, it's hard to describe. They feel like they belong on, like, the t-shirt for a garage.
Yeah. Like,
well, even the like white clean outfits mirror like clean like Pep Boys old mechanic outfits that were like maintained and kept pristine and stuff like that. So it all is built from the DNA, even if you don't realize you're taking it in. Like, that's one of the cool things about this show, I think.
Like, and I have a feeling if it got more seasons, if they were able to continue, it would just dive further and further into car culture. Because, like, all the different gangs are different aspects of car culture.
Yeah, like the fungus people kind of have that like dirt bike vibe to them.
Yeah, didn't you have the old guys driving Winnebagos?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the military dudes.
Yeah, if I'm looking on the Wikipedia, the fan wiki, they're called the Weekend Warriors.
Yeah.
Is that a reference to the Warriors? Like the freaking like
no,
Weekend
Warrior is a term that's for like people who like, I wouldn't say dress up in cosplay, but like they live their 9 to 5 lives during the week, and during the weekend they take their camper van out and go have fun. They go they go ride in their Harleys. They're weekend warriors. Like,
that's funny. That's funny. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't know much about car culture, so this is very like insightful, like stuff that's like it gets so much about that stuff.
That would be a niche subgenre of car culture, the glamping lifestyle.
Yeah. And then you have the nerds in their 70s panel vans with airbrushed sides.
Oh, those look so great too. I mean, honestly, they really do have a lot of unique, memorable designs, just like glittered throughout. Everything felt on purpose.
Yeah,
and I just love being in something like that.
It just makes me wish there was a toy line of all the cars just
that's never gonna happen. But now that you put the idea in my head,
but like imagine at the time they were able to do that. Like all that goes through, it's so successful, able to get the toy line with how much Disney keeps milking cars because the toys keep doing so well. Motorcity would still be airing right now.
Freaking like would be on season 11.
You know what I mean? But like,
no, I don't know about that one because the cars, like as far as like animation wise, they're unique to stuff that we're not used to seeing on screen. But on the toy aisle, they are Hot Wheels. Yeah. They just are.
You could probably just get like a repaint of like just be a Motorcity branded Hot Wheels or some shit.
Yeah, like if we were gonna get them, if we were ever gonna get any kind of like Motorcity anything, it would probably be a unique Hot Wheels situation since they already work with Disney anyways.
Yeah.
Or I could see like a G.I. Joe situation where you get like little 3-inch of the characters, because there's a lot of person action. It's not just car chases.
Yeah, like freaking Mike is always like using this really cool sword electric thingy.
Kind of reminds me of Generator Rex.
Yeah.
Like Mike reminds me of a cross between Generator Rex and Ben 10, just with the color and the
jacket from season 2 Ben 10. I can see it.
Yeah.
From like Alien Force.
Let's go through the rest of the bad guys and then we can talk about the main characters. So we got Kaya, the leader of the terror group, the mutants.
They're mute?
Would.
Bruh. See, I just find it funny because if you replace the K with G, it's Gaia, Earth.
Yeah. They're fun bad guys, but they don't feel as connected to the rest of the story.
Yeah, they just be like, it feels like the writers be like, oh, we need a concept for an episode, and then they invented the bad guy for the episode.
But then they realize, oh, we can do more with them. We can tell more stories.
Yeah, where it's like, I'm too attached to this character. All right.
While the rest of the recurring villains feel connected to the Kane situation, just different aspects.
Like, there's the blonde guy. Who's the blonde guy? I forgot.
Well, I was talking about Red, the Kamen Rider ass RoboCop motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
who just hates Mike.
Oh yeah, Racer X.
Yeah, Racer X.
Yeah, he's so cool. I really like. He's another reason why the freaking episode with Julie and Kane is one of my favorites because he shows up and does some cool fights. Yeah.
To make a further comment about the fungus people, I felt like their weird kind of like fit into the world works in that way. Like the way you were describing it fits for them because they are mainly fungus, and it was just like a very like solitude, almost like Oasis from Fallout 3 style. Like little spot that got affected and that they grew around. So
there's also a
little
little
bottom of the trash heap.
There's also a little Princess Mononoke in their designs.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not saying they don't fit. I'm just saying like out of all the reoccurring bad guys, they have the least connection to Kane and all that. It's just like we're victims of it all too, you know.
They're more victims of pollution in general.
That's another thing that never gets really talked about or brought up of how a lot of this is urban ecological disaster stuff, yet they're fighting it with cars, which are often seen as like a major cause of it.
Yeah, I don't think they thought that hard about that kind of stuff. I think they just
I'm not saying they should have. I'm just going like, that's interesting, you know?
Yeah, it's saying there is a place for technology, but not that much technology.
Yeah, Buster anti-technology over here.
Not too much. Like, I don't want to like automating everything. Like I like me a good computer. Like I'm using it to record this podcast.
Buster over here being a Luddite. We're joking.
I know.
And you want to talk about the blonde guy, the Duke of Detroit.
Duke of Detroit, yeah. He I like how he's kind of like he starts off as just kind of a smarmy villain, rich guy, but then he kind of becomes like part of he helps out the boys, you know?
He just becomes a fixture of the world. That's just a thing they have to deal with.
Yeah.
He's also Kid Rock.
He's also Kid Rock.
He's not voiced by him or anything like that. And
he's voiced by D. Snyder. Daniel Snyder.
No, D. Snyder. D. Snyder is the lead singer of Twisted Sister, Buster.
Oh my god, that's so good. Yeah, because like I'm looking at this like freaking image of the guy, and it's like, what? That looks like a rock star.
D. Snyder doing the voice for this character does so much more for like the world building and like style and vibe that they were going for. Yeah. And I'm glad that it wasn't Kid Rock, because it's definitely a jab at the character of Kid Rock.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad it's just making fun of Kid Rock, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of all I would want it to be.
Yeah, Buster, this is the We're Not Gonna Take It band.
Oh, they reformed this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they took a break in 2016. They reformed this year.
You mean, this comes out in 2024, boy.
Well, they reformed in 2023.
There. Yeah, I think did we cover everything? Because like the characters, like the heroes, like I think we already kind of covered like a lot about them because again,
we've talked around them, but we haven't talked about them deliberately. So we can first things first. Let's go with some of the ones that help out. So we got Jacob, who's the old guy.
Yeah, he does pretty cool as the old guy,
the hippie biker man.
Oh, he's apparently the younger brother of Bill Murray, like the actor who plays the Jacob.
Huh?
Yeah, Brian Bill Murray.
Is that not the same voice actor as Captain Knuckles?
I think it might be.
On.
I don't know.
Been in a lot of movies. What else was? He was Santa Claus in Cat Talk.
Yeah, but he's a pretty cool mentor character. Help like aiding the bikers while like having his own little past.
He is Captain Knuckles, by the way.
Yeah. And then
I like the gag of him making gross weirdo vegan food.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
We also have Claire, which is one of the few members of the top side that we really get to know a lot.
Yeah, she's really cool. I like that we get more and more of her as the show goes on. She's not really like a throwaway character or anything like that. She also gets like growth and focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's cool, but she's one of the only like female characters we see, and I think like sorry to bring this up, but like it does kind of fall into like the trap of action cartoons where there'll be a bunch of diverse body types for the men, and then like 2 women, and they all have like the same body type. I mean, like it's just
women.
There's there's the henchman for one of the dukes. Yeah.
Then 4 because I was talking about Dutch's girlfriend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
There's also the Formula 1 race car chicks that kind of look like Danica Patrick, but again, they are all the same kind of body type though. So
yeah.
Buster,
I'm not saying you're wrong. I was just kind of going like, there's 3 body types, and the guys do get a lot more variety.
Yeah, you're right. No, I get you. You're trying to correct me. Yeah, but like, yeah, it doesn't like I'm not trying to cancel the show or anything. It's just the unfortunate symptom of being a 2010.
Hey, you don't have to cancel it. Disney already did that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's the Skyline. Like a lot of the gangs do team up with the
burners.
The burners. So it's just like it's fun to see all the themed gangs and everything, but we do got. How do you feel about Texas?
He's voiced by Jess Harnell. Like, honestly, it's not until this freaking a podcast we started recording I realized this show has a stacked cast.
Yeah,
it's like freaking Kel Mitchell voices another character. Like, just so many names I recognize specifically, or just that have been in cool stuff. I don't know.
And like here's the thing, it's a really well done cast for the time, because some of these people have
fallen off
in opinion in certain ways.
Yeah, it's like for the 2010s, you see all these names, and it's like, yeah, that's good. You got Jim Cummings is always timeless, I'd say.
They really put everything they did into casting, but Texas, it's just a fun character.
Yeah, Texas and Gordy or Dutch kind of fall under the same kind of group. I always bundle them together in my brain, even though they're separate characters that all get their own focus episodes. But they're kind of they're the bros who kind of be
at each other's throat.
Yeah, I know.
I like Dutch the most out of the
crew.
Yeah, the crew, just because his ship or his car is my favorite as well.
It's weird and insect-like. It's a very concept car.
Oh, for sure. That's a different vibe.
Oh, it's also actually looking at the model. It is also very just hot rod tub car.
Yeah, it looks like the Hot Wheels Battle 40 whatever.
Why we keep referencing that show?
I mean, it feels very much like a spiritual. It feels very much like a spiritual successor to those kind of shows from the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's cars versus robots.
Yeah.
Sometimes robot cars.
Sometimes robot cars.
But no, they also had a sub-faction in there that was purple and gray, and it's kind of the same vibe, same exact design cues. Maybe on purpose, but I'm not sure.
I also just like how they have 2 tech heads, it's not just there's one guy who's the smart guy. They're all smart in their own way to an extent.
Well, everybody could do car work.
Yeah, everybody does car work, but these guys do all the fancy shit.
Yeah,
which I think is neat. You know what? My favorite character is Chuck. I love Chuck. He's great.
yeah. Chuck is a really good character.
He's also like he's also the burner who goes through the most character growth.
Yeah,
because it's very clear that they have an arc and plan for like a season 2, where it's just like they're building this guy up. He's trying, he's learning, and then season 2 he gets into his own car and is a full member of the team.
Yeah, I guess that like you're right about like I mentioned earlier how the show feels conclusive, and I still stand by that. But like character arcs, they clearly planted seeds for like them to flourish even further.
It feels very much like this was one arc, and then they were going to start another arc.
Yeah,
kind of vibe. But Chuck is like the scared dude, and he just like through the show just learns to be brave and like help people out, and just a good guy, good character.
Yeah, Chuck's good comic relief. I like him.
Also, his car's neat. It's just a fancy sports car.
Yeah.
And
then Mike. Did we talk about Mike? I feel like we've talked about Mike and Julie.
We haven't talked about Mike and Julie. We talked briefly about them, but like those two are very meant to be clear, like the standouty characters for a lot of reasons. Mike is the big hero. He's the big leader.
Yeah.
I think Julie's design is very uncommon for stuff we see. I just really appreciate how she looks and like her hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good design.
It is a great looking design. It is. I hate because she's not a goth character, but she does feel like up there with those
like an alt 2000s
characters. You know.
Yeah.
The Sam Mansons, the Rogue from X-Men Evolution.
Always gotta mention X-Men Evolution with Boing. Yeah, it is a good. I do agree. It is a good show. But yeah, Mike. He kind of like he has a lot of that kind of. He reminds me of DMC3 Dante, where he's a bit cocky. He's a bit like he's still like up and coming, but he's got a lot of style and sauce already. You know.
Here's the thing. Mike reminds me more of like a Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic too.
Yeah.
Good guy, good at the heart. He wants to help people, but also, hey, let's have fun.
Yeah, and like Dante's kind of like that too. But like,
he's not a stuck up leader. You know, he's not a Leonardo where he's like, we must train. He's like, Doug, we're hanging out. We help people.
Yeah, we hanging out, and when the times comes, we do the cool shit. Yeah,
it just works because the whole big point of the show is like freedom of choice.
Yeah, and he perfectly represents that ideal that the show wants to present to us.
Especially because of his origin, where he's like he was going to be basically he was evicting and killing people, and he's like, no.
And wait a minute, it kind of reminds me of Finn from The Force Awakens.
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, are we the baddies? Yeah.
And I mean, this does evoke like an inversion of those kind of visual tropes because the bad guys are all in like nice gleaming white, everything's crisp and clean. And Motor City
guys are more wacky.
Yeah, Motor City's dingy, it's dirty. It's like they have to do weird shit to grow their food.
And their cars are a bit more bizarrely designed than like traditional cars. They're more toyetic.
And it still is a better version of real life Detroit.
Yeah, we've gone all this time without making any Detroit jokes. I think we deserve at least a couple.
I mean, it's interesting how in most places where they make cyberpunk art, in Japan, the big cyberpunk is like Neo Tokyo. In England, it's London. You know, it's right there. In America, like the biggest places of cyberpunk stuff is Detroit and Atlanta.
That's because they're already lost. They're already gone.
They're already gone. No, because
RoboCop couldn't save Detroit.
RoboCop couldn't save Detroit, and what's the robot name in System Shock?
I don't even know, dude.
Yeah, I haven't played System Shock.
But that's where the main character's from before he gets transported to the satellite. He's from Neo Atlanta.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is very interesting because I feel like America's more varied with their like you still see like a cyberpunk New York or a cyberpunk Los Angeles here and there, but it's like like a lot of the time we'll get these like bum frick cities that just be like, what if bum frick city was cyberpunky, you know?
Well, it's also just because like Detroit was an economic hub for America for decades.
It's only like recently that's kind of gone to shit.
Detroit was also like in real life like the vehicle core, like where we had a lot of our factories and stuff like that.
So yeah, the layers add on of like it chose to set the show in Detroit.
Yeah, like Detroit in real life is often called like Motor City and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, but the car companies left town, left their factories abandoned, and the whole city started drying up and became what we see today. Though there are people in those communities who are trying to make something, you know.
Yeah, support them if you do come across them.
Like Jack White does a lot of stuff for Detroit. That's okay.
Cool.
You know what? I'm not saying the soundtrack is bad because the soundtrack for this show was great. It's driving, it's metal, it's thrashy, it's good.
I love the opening theme.
Part of me wonders how cool the show could be if it had like a licensed track. You know,
more Brutal Legend.
Brutal,
that's just Brutal Legend.
More Brutal Legendy, but like imagine if they had like those kind of things. I think it'd be like imagine Battery playing during one of the chases by Metallica.
Yeah. See, I think
or Painkiller by Judas.
Just like we could see stuff like this time and time again because it's kind of got like a twisted metal vibe or some other stuff, but like I think it just shows that like there is room for something like this or Wacky Racers. Like for some reason there always seems to be one, which is fine. I love that. Yeah. Maybe that's just well, it seems like every single culture has their own specific like car culture as well, because you got like Bokusatsu and or Bokusozu, however you say it. Bozuzoku. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, Bozuzoku. And what are the trucks called? I can't remember.
That's what they were called, I thought.
No, Bozuzoku is like Bozuzoku was originally motorcycles and then it got turned into cars.
Yeah, I think it's just an extension to the trucks, I thought.
Maybe. I'm double checking. You were probably right and I am overthinking it.
There might be a specific.
Do we want to wrap things up?
Well, there's other things we could talk about. We talked a little bit about the animation, but like this was some fucking smooth ass shit.
And they definitely have a lot of style packed in.
Decatora.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. But like there's glimpses, like I don't know what I was trying to say. Because we're talking about cars again. There's glimpses of other ones, like the guys who run the hotel have lowriders, and you have the riced up cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like we should wrap it up.
Yeah, we can. But also, here's Buster. Here's what a Decatora is.
Ooh, that looks cool. Ooh, I like that a lot. Yeah. I wish people could see our images that we posted here. But like, just look it up for yourselves, you know.
Decatora. Here's the inside of a Decatora truck.
Oh my god, this looks like a party. That's a party as hell.
But yeah, no, Motor City. Oh, wait a second, hold on. What was your favorite episode?
I already said my favorite.
I don't remember.
The one with the one with Julie and her dad.
Oh, like father, like daughter.
Yeah, father, like daughter. That was my favorite. What's your favorite, Boingo?
I'm getting up the list again so I can remember the episodes.
What was your favorite episode?
That's a toughie. I don't know. Right. It's a hard thing to think about.
Yeah.
Probably just like episode 19?
The part 1 to the finale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Kane he's good at driving, but he just hates cars.
Yeah.
And like he is full on like Red Baron, like World War I pilot get up.
Yeah, it kind of gives me a vibe of Dark Tooth. from Twisted Metal, which is like a version of the regular Sweet Tooth, some weird lore bullshit. Not
A
worth
more evil version of Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think mine was probably it's one of the Duke of Detroit episodes because I absolutely love the Duke of Detroit. It's like either Duke of Detroit Presents or Blonde Thunder, where it's just this is a day in their life. There's nothing huge going on, and like the Duke fucks with them, kind of vibes. Yeah, but Motor City's really good.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked this. Boingo. I don't Boingo. Snow Cone. I'm so used to Snowdy. Thank you for picking this.
That I picked with.
Do we have any final thoughts we want to kind of wrap up with our opinions on it, Cody?
Cargo fast, and they make it feel fast.
Yeah, if you want a good 2000s like style action cartoon to just chill with, like after a hard day of work, Motor City's a good pick.
Yeah. I wish more American animation took from Motor City.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a bit of the movies semi-take from it, not unintentionally so, but like, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Titmouse worked on Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So that, like, there's bits of it, there's bits of that inspiration. But yeah, no.
When you end, I gotta pee.
Oh my god, we have to wait a second while Snowdy pees.
So I'm prepping I picked the next analytical fanboy topic.
Can't be any worse than the one I picked last time.
No, that was a fun one. I just wasn't in the right headspace to watch it.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is simultaneously the fun of and the problem with this show is we'll pick a piece of media and sometimes it's a good thing, but it's just like I'm not in the headspace to try that right now, you know?
Yeah, well, like Motor City's more light and like
Motor City's light. Motor City's just a damn good sandwich.
Yeah, the best sandwich you could ask for.
Like you're never gonna purposely go like I absolutely need a sandwich, but you go like, hey, here's a damn good sandwich. You go like, fuck, that was a damn good sandwich.
Yeah, I actually had a sandwich today, so.
Oh hell yeah!
Sorry, boy, Snowdy. We're talking about sandwiches.
It holds a bit more special location in my heart, though. So I do crave this specific show sometimes, but like I said, that's just because it's connected to a pretty nice time in my life. So
yeah, it's also just like in the same way that we've acknowledged that there are certain things that are Boingo core that it's just like, oh, that is 100% you. This is very Snowcone core. This is very much interesting art, good design, car culture, toyetic design. It's like, yeah, no, this is very Cody.
Good Star Wars-esque operatic face-offs
and storytelling. Plenty of robots.
Yeah, lots of robots. Rebellion.
The robots. Even a friendly one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And a double-sided chainsaw.
Yep.
Tell me why cry, you tell me why chainsaw blood.
So Buster, you have a little thing for us to watch next month?
Yep. Although, okay, so we're gonna watch this no matter what, but how much of it we watch is gonna depend on how we're feeling because this has a multiple season show. So I've been kinda in a mood because a certain commentary series ended. You know what? Frick it, let's do Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh,
okay.
That's about 10 hours.
Yeah, that's 60 episodes, 10 hours. I was a bit nervous because it's a bit longer than Motor City. So I was just thinking we can just do the first 2 seasons, but if we want to do season 3, go ahead. Well, I mean, they're like YouTube videos, so they're like easy to access and watch.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the pinnacle of American anime fandom that got snuffed out by anime companies because they didn't realize that's how Americans work and operate.
Oh, yeah, but we'll have a lot to say about that next time on Analytical Fanboys. But first,
I thought you were going to do the commentary bit for I thought you were going to do the next time on this thing.
I should have said that. But first, Snowcone, plug your stuff.
My name is Snowcone, and you could snow on my cone anytime. Never _robot on Instagram.
Yeah. Boingo.
Oh, I thought I was hosting. Hi, I'm Boingo. I do a variety of content. I'm on YouTube at Boingo Writer. I'm on twitch.tv/Boingo Writer. You can follow me on Bluesky, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, so on and so forth. See you around the net.
Yeah. See him around the net and also see me around the net because I'm Buster Corp. I do various YouTube videos on my YouTube channel. There's a couple spare episodes of my side podcast, Liquid Podcast Turbo, on there. But also there's analysis videos like Return of Ultraman and other videos I'm not sure will be out by then. So yeah, check my channel out. I'm also on Twitter at BusterBlue3 and Bluesky at BusterCorp. But I don't know, you can find me easily on Bluesky. Just ask. And yeah, that's going to do it for the first Analytical Fanboys of 2024. See you all next time for my birthday episode, because it happens, next episode's on February, and that's my birthday month, so...
If you
birthday.
Happy birthday. So if you liked this podcast, you want to see more stuff like this, please leave a like, please leave a comment, tell us what you liked about it, tell us what you thought about Motorcity, and what's your favorite car from the show.
What's your favorite car in general?
Yeah,
mine's a Volkswagen Beetle.
Honda City Turbo 2.
The car from Common Under Drive.
That would be a Honda NSX.
Honda NSX.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that's definitely fine.
It's a heavily modified NSX, but it's an NSX. Subscribe to the channel so you can see more stuff like this as we move forward into the new year, everybody. Till next time.
See ya.
New year, new we.